Hey everybody, welcome to our family journey. It's a lovely rainy day here in Virginia, and Nikki and I are about to take a 2.5-hour drive to Fredericksburg, Virginia to go to A. Smith Bowman Distillery. We're gonna do a quick tour, maybe pick up something, and then on our way back home, we're gonna stop at Vintner's, which is a winery in Yorktown. So we wanted to bring you guys along. I hope you enjoy. All right, so we are pulling up to the A. Smith Bowman Distillery.
Your destination will be on the right.
You can see that right there.
Yep.
A. Smith Bowman Distillery, 1 Bowman Drive.
Ooh.
Look how big it is.
That's huge.
I don't know how much they take you through it, but...
Yeah, it's a big place. How are we going to know where we're going?
I don't know.
Your destination is on the right.
It's on the right. Well, there's the entrance. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very
So
pretty.
we're not sure about recording. We're going to go in and ask them if we're allowed to record during the tour. But yeah, it's pretty nice out here. It's really cool. Look at all this.
Yep, we gotta find parking.
Yep, visitor parking. Sorry.
Jeez, babe. Trying to kill me.
Sorry, baby.
All right, you excited?
Yep. Very excited.
I love it out here. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. I'm hoping to get some John J. Bowman, but stuff's hard to come by. Hopefully they're not out of stock.
All right, so we're gonna
Go in and ask if we can record, and then we'll go ahead and show you guys. All right, so they got a barrel trusser right here at the entrance, and a little barrel trash can. That's cool. Nikki is in the bathroom. Here's a little store, gift shop, whatever you want to call it. Got some American vodka right there. And here is the Bowman Brothers. And the Isaac Bowman. Caramel Bourbon Cream. I got an American gin. What do we got here? Gin. George Bowman Caribbean rum. And then that American vodka. So they don't have the John J. Bowman in right now, which is what I came for, but it's all right. Cool little. So everything in here is for display only. They got the A. Smith Bowman cash strength bottle. We got the John J. Bowman. Then they got the Abraham Bowman. Different bottles. Yeah. All right, so Nikki's out of the bathroom.
really
Looking at, what was that, Christmas ornaments?
Yeah, that's it
That
there.
is really cool, actually. We gotta get
We're
one.
getting it.
Yeah, we have to. Every time we go places, we pick up an ornament.
Yep.
We got some books here. Some Dead Distillers. Savor the South Cookbook Bourbon. That's pretty cool. Tasting whiskey. Yeah, Nikki's obsessed with some.
It's my favorite part. Ooh,
What is it for? Mixing cocktails?
yeah. It's pizzazz.
That's cool.
It's glitter.
You excited?
Yeah, I can make my drink shiny. It's a martini.
That's pretty cool. Got some shirts. A. Smith Bowman Distillery. I like that long sleeve. That's cool. Sorry, bud. No, you're good. You're good. We got magnets. It's a bone magnet. Bourbon Bank. That's cool. A. Smith Bowman Distillery. Little engraved plaque. Ooh. Got some clocks. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick up a bottle of the small batch, the Bowman Brothers, because it's like $3 cheaper here than it is back home. What? Do you like vodka?
Yes.
They got
But
vodka.
these are different. Like, so this is for Cosmo, and it's shiny.
Yeah.
And it comes with different recipes. So it comes with like a mocktail recipe and everything.
Oh, that's cool.
That's an apple tea.
Look at tiny Glencairn.
Yeah, that's cute.
Buy 5, get 1 free. That's actually pretty cool.
This one is.
Little whiskey glass, bourbon glass, whatever you want to call it.
This one's like a tropical blend of orange and pineapple.
That's cool.
And this one is a limoncello.
Yeah.
Sweet and sour.
That's cool. Oh, let me see what we got over here. Oh, that's pretty cool. I really like that actually. That's cool. What is that? Coffee? I think that's coffee. Yep, ground coffee. Got some bourbon barrel aged honey. That's pretty cool. What do we got over here?
Just cocktail. Cherries, stuff like that.
Cool mixer stuff.
Get a bourbon.
Yeah,
Bourbon
that's a
shirt.
V-neck for women's.
Yeah, they have a grandma sweater one too.
L is a representative of the fact that there is that limitation in ingredients. By definition, bourbon must be made from 51% corn. Traditional mash bill will have wheat or rye and malted barley. Ours is rye in that mash bill, malted barley. O, of course, that copper O represented the fact that distillation is a big part of making any whiskey, but within bourbon distillation, there are some requirements we have to adhere to there. We can only distill to 160 proof, barrel at 125 proof or lower, but we must be bottling at 80 proof or above. B, very important, the fact that with bourbon aging, it must be those new oak charred casks that we're using for aging. Other whiskeys, there's some other whiskeys that don't carry that requirement. You see that difference there between the charred and the uncharred oak, and that's going to make a big difference in what you're tasting after aging. E, of course, here at A. Smith Bowman, we want you to enjoy the experience. You're going to have the option to try some of our products that we are producing here. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that. So, of course, we have 3 well-known bourbons. Bowman Brothers is our flagship bourbon. That's 7 years in the warehouse, which you'll get to see today. For us, small batch, it's about 20 barrels that we're hand-selected and batting or married. Now, within the industry, that can vary. It can be more for some distillers, can be less for some. John Jay, of course, is our famous single barrel. And this bourbon must be an exceptional barrel because it is, as the name suggests, single barrel, no mixing or marrying. And that is 10 years in our warehouse for that barrel. Then we have our Isaac Bowman. This is our port barrel finish. Now, this bourbon starts exactly the same as all of our other bourbons, but about year 5 or 6, we're going to take those barrels, those original, first-time use charred oak barrels. We're going to dump that aged bourbon. We're going to put that bourbon in port barrel from Portugal, about 3 to 6 months finishing time. You'll see those today as we walk along the tour route. That will dramatically change that. His father was a Kentucky horse breeder and a rancher. And as most people did at that time, he starts off in his father's footsteps. So he starts off ranching. Now we have a saying in the farming community that what can go wrong will, and it did for him. He lost his crops to a hailstorm, and so at this point he has to essentially start over. And as an adventurer. So he makes a very unconditional move to New Orleans. He starts working for Algiers Distilling Company, which is making rum. He's there at the height of World War I. He's there from 1914 to 1918. Still. But that company will shut down because 1918 will be the start of prohibition. If you had destinations in space, this is our still room. We have 2 stills in here, Mary and George.
Mary and George.
And George does experimental whiskeys, vodka, and gin. I like to start in here with how bourbon starts. So we have those grains that are going to be milled. ground down fairly fine, almost like flour. So for us, that corn, the rye, the malted barley, they're ground on a grist mill. An example of that you see in that back corner there. When they're ground, they're going to be put into a mash tun or mash cooker. We're adding water and we're starting to heat that mixture. We're heating it so we can draw and separate the sugar out from those starches. We're going to cook that for a little bit, and then when that's finished, we're going to have a liquid that has a very high sugar content to which we're adding our yeast. At that point, it's called wort. The process is going to be very similar, even through fermentation, as beer would be. It's going to be about average 2 to 3 days for fermentation, just depending on the grains, depending on the temperatures, that type of thing. And at that point, then we're going to be getting ready to distill. Now, typically, bourbon is distilled twice. We're doing 3 distillations. It's Mary's job to do that 3rd distillation, and she is a unique still. She's one of a kind. What makes her unique is that copper ball and the coil. That's part of her design. She's called a passive reflux double pot still. Now, that coil and copper ball serve to cause extra reflux. So what that is when that alcohol vapor is vaporizing, molecules will hit that copper ball, rain back down. Kind of forces it to have a little bit of an extra step as opposed to having just a straight line there. That reflux we feel with that 3rd distillation produces a more refined starting point. As that alcohol vapor is moving through, it is going to get pushed through the coil up that vertical tube across the horizontal line and into the condenser in the back corner. That condenser is wider because there's tubes in there, shell and tube filled with water. So the vapor's moving through there. When it comes in contact with those tubes, with the water, that temperature change causes it to go back to liquid form.
Look at all those barrels. It's a lot of bourbon. So I wasn't recording what she just said, but apparently these are barrels that they source from a company in Kentucky.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Starting point of what we're putting in the barrel. Level of char is one thing that is different. As you can see visually in here, we are not storing all of our barrels rickhouse style, and this warehouse right now is very cool. So we are not climate controlling. We're letting those temperature changes take place. It's going to be in the 50s in here in the wintertime with some slight variations in those temperatures during the day. And then in the summertime, it's going to be in the 80s. And you'll feel that humidity when it starts to get really, really warm, really humid. So palletizing, why are we doing that? So instead of that rick house where you store everything inside, well, we are still a small distillery. We only have 25 staff members. So if we were to use rick house style storage, we would have to have a lot more wooden infrastructure here to do so. What is easiest for us, most efficient, since we have those heavy-duty forklifts that can move these pallets, is to palletize. This was warehouse space. So before, when it was used for the cellophane factory, this was actually a big area for the cellophane storage as well as space in the front. So it's most efficient for us to store like this. We don't notice that that's going to cause any difference in the aging. We don't have any more excess loss or issues with the barrel drying or anything like that. We use those forklifts to move barrels. A lot of the movement in here is going to be based on us pulling pallets. We saw some pallets up there we're going to be ready to dump, and then filling pallets, bringing those pallets back and putting those and filling that space. So this space in here does change a little bit because of that constant kind of moving. We do carefully keep track of, very important is when each of those pallets was filled. So you'll see those data sheets. And we have recorded exactly when that pallet was filled, so we can check that for just prior to 4 years, again throughout the next couple of years to see how those pallets are aging. And yes, if we have to pull pallets out in the back, we literally have to move everything, but that is someone's job pretty much to shuffle those pallets around when needed. A big part of the aging is going to be those temperature strong.
I don't know. I think those are the wine barrels, right?
But the temperature changes, the staves are changing,
I think those are
more warming up, staves are expanding, drawing liquid in, starts to get cooler, they're contracting, squeezing that liquid out. So what starts off is that unaged whiskey interacting with the components in the staves. Over time, you get that lovely amber color, you get those flavor components that you're used to coming from that time interacting with the staves. big part of the process is loss, and that's for everyone. So first year you can lose up to 10% because those barrels are dry. They're going to absorb some of that liquid isn't coming back out. Also, about 5% a year in that evaporation. What you smell in the air, we call that the angel share. That's just something we deal with. What that translates into a barrel like the John Jay, where we're filling that up all the way to the top, we can end up with half, depending on what our conditions are. So that's just the level of loss that we can have, depending on, especially if we have more heat.
All right, so we just got done with the tour. Didn't record every single thing, but now we're about to do our tasting. So, you excited?
I am I'm really excited for this.
Look, you don't have to drink the Bowman Brothers. I'll drink that, okay?
Oh, you'll take that off my hands?
I'll do the bourbon for you,
I love
okay?
when you take one for the team.
I got you.
You're such a good guy.
So there's the bourbon cream.
I'm excited.
Mary Height Bowman Caramel Bourbon Cream liqueur. And then we're going to have some deep run vodka.
Anything around, please feel
Citrus
free.
Supreme Gin. I'm not a big gin person. I've never really tried it. So, and of course, there's some water. But we'll let you guys know how it is. All right, guys. We are now out of the distillery and back in the truck. What'd you think, Nikki?
That was cool.
Yeah. Well, let's show them what we got. So we got 2 of the caramel bourbon cream bottles because that's Nikki's favorite type of stuff. She likes the Buffalo Trace bourbon cream a lot, and this was 20 bucks. So we got 2 of those bottles. I got a bottle of the Bowman Brothers small batch. Could get that at home, but it's a couple bucks cheaper here. And every time we go somewhere, we usually get an ornament for the Christmas tree. So we got a Smith Bowman Distillery barrel. Got a sticker of Mary. And then Nikki got this Pizzazz Martini mix. Let me show you real quick. Isn't that pretty cool looking? Anyways, I don't know what the hell we're going to make with it, but whatever. If she's happy, I'm happy. All right, guys, thank you for watching. We're about to head back towards the house and go to a winery. I don't know if we're going to record that, but Nikki's got to pick up a couple of the bottles that she likes. So appreciate you guys watching, and take it easy. Right.